Filming Squid Game didn't always go exactly to plan, but some of the show's outtakes and improvised moments ended up in the final series and enhanced our enjoyment and understanding of the story. Yippee-ki-yay movie lovers, I'm Jan, and in this video I'm revealing the awesome unscripted scenes in Squid Game that make the hit series even better. Spoilers ahead of course, so take care. When we're introduced to Gi-hun in the first episode, he's not exactly presented as an especially upstanding character. He leeches off his mum and steals money out of her bank account so he can go gambling. But it's not like he's entirely unredeemable, of course, because we can empathise that he's in debt and has his own family issues, being divorced and finding out that soon he could end up being cut out of his daughter's life. As the show's lead, we see most events from his point of view, but according to the show's creator, Gi-hun's actor Lee Jun-jae was still concerned what would happen if the protagonist was so bad that people didn't want to root for him. And so he wanted therefore to think more about how they could build a character that's loved and supported by the audience. This led to an improvised idea for a scene where Gi-hun comes across a stray cat on his way home. This sweet moment of him sharing mackerel with the hungry feline and explaining how he got the fish from the money he earned by getting slapped by the salesman definitely helps us see that he does have a good heart, and it's an early indication that he's the kind of person who'll help a fellow creature in need, which becomes even clearer later during the games themselves. And Gi-hun's first encounter with Sae-Byeok was another unscripted moment. As he runs from his creditors, he crashes into her and spills coffee all over the floor. But rather than just giving her back the drink on the spur of the moment, actor Lee decided he'd try and put the straw back in the cup, and his struggle to get the straw back in ended up making the actress crack up with laughter. If you look at the scene very carefully, as Gi-hun runs off, notice how Sae-Byeok keeps her head down as she tries to suppress the laughter. Writer-director Hwang Dong-hyuk says that although the scene was an outtake, they still kept it because it was too good to go to waste. And actor Lee says that even though Gi-hun is being chased by some particularly bad guys in that moment, his decision to try and put Sae-Byeok's drink back together shows the protagonist's heroic side, an essential moment that helps to build him up as a character we can root for. Of course, we soon end up sympathising with him even more when we realise that she's lifted the pack of money he so desperately needs to pay his debts. The journey Gi-hun goes on through the entire Squid Games is incredibly traumatic, as he watches all the other contestants get picked off one by one. He also has to cheat Il-nam to save his own life. Yes, we know that death's a fake out, but he didn't at the time and felt the loss. Then there's Sae-Byeok's shocking death, and in the final game his childhood friend kills himself in front of him so that Gi-hun can help his mother with the prize money. Afterwards he's just dumped back home with a bank card that gives him access to the 45.6 billion jackpot. Now what's especially interesting about all this, and one of the next scenes when Gi-hun returns home and finds his mother dead, is that ordinarily Lee would have played that scene with Gi-hun screaming and bawling his eyes out. However, Hwang says that Gi-hun has gone through too much sorrow and witnessed too many deaths already, so he's empty inside. He's a shell of a human being at that point, so when he placed his hand on her chest, he's no longer sorrowful. Which is why the creator-director improvised and decided to add the line, "Mum, I have money now," to further highlight the horrific irony that everything that Gi-hun has gone through to get the money for her operation has been for nothing. By the way, the title of that final episode, One Lucky Day, is a reference to the Korean story of the same name, in which a man goes out to work one day despite his sick wife's request not to. Good fortune seems to strike and he earns a lot of money, but tragically when he gets home he finds his wife has already died. So the episode title then is a bit of foreshadowing for Gi-hun's situation with his mother. Song-woo's a complicated character, and in the second episode before he chooses to return to the games, there's an interesting improvised scene in the hotel room as he contemplates taking his own life. The show's creator has explained that although Song-woo took off his jacket for his final conversation with his mother, he decided to change the scene a little and have him put the jacket back on after the phone call, because he says that he thought Song-woo would want to go out in his most perfect state, and that seeing him in the bathtub with his jacket on would help people imagine Song-woo's feelings with no words needed. As for actor Park Hae-soo, he said putting the jacket back on felt very ironic, and that when he watched the scene back later he felt strange inside. And if you'd like to find out everything that ended up cut, deleted and changed in Squid Game, including the horrifying games you never got to see, tap here to watch my video on all that, or follow the link in the video description. So what were your favourite moments in Squid Game? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, then a thumbs up and a share are hugely appreciated. And next, you can tap left for my full Squid Game playlist, including all the Easter eggs and foreshadowing you might have missed in the show. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Yippee-ki-yay, movie lovers!